G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, things with the little Sherline are moving along quite nicely. A few things have happened. I ordered a new chuck, 3-jaw scroll chuck, a genuine Sherline one from the USA, and also got some of the later model drive belts, which are way better than the old rubber type ones, which, you know, God knows how old that is, but it's had it anyway. The new ones are a lot more flexible, and they call them a high torque belt, good for 10,000 hours supposedly. So I can't see myself doing 10,000 hours, but anyway, I got a few of those in. It was much cheaper to get the stuff in from the USA than it goes through Sherline Australia. I got the pricing, and yeah, well, less said the better. Except, I mean, I will give you an example. One of these belts from Sherline Australia is $22 plus postage. The same thing imported from the USA, $10. I mean, yeah, that's the difference. Anyway, moving right along. So new belts, chucks arrived, which I haven't even unwrapped yet, so we're doing unboxing. And I've also done a bit of work making up some tooling for it, and I'll come in on this and show you what I've done. Okay, what have I done? Well, you would have seen me regrind the dead centre. This is the original dead centre that came with it. So I did that using my pencil die grinder, and then I had some really hard high-speed steel, H34 I think it is. I got that from a guy that used to work at Bridgestone Tyres, and this was some of their industrial tooling, and I ground another longer dead centre out of that. I ground the 0 Morse taper, but I used a full-size TPG for that because this stuff is mighty hard. It'll take a lot to wear out this dead centre. I don't know what this is made of, but it's nothing like this. This is super hard. So I ground the 0 Morse taper on that, and I ground the end, of course, and I made it longer so that we can see the taper finishes there. And the reason I made it longer is because of the width of the cross slide on these. I'll go into that in a minute. So that job was done, and then I had a Sheffield steel, made in Sheffield, England, Jacobs drill chuck, really good one, off of a drill. Key, got the whole bit, and I made up a taper for that. I machined that up on the old Shogun 102, and I just used the long travel on the top slide. I machined that with high-speed steel because this was just a high tensile bolt, didn't need to grind it. Once again, Morse 0, you see. Now, Morse 0 stuff's a bit thin on the ground, but you can do your own, and it's not hard to do tapers, particularly with a grinder, but even turning it down with high-speed steel wasn't an issue. So, I've done that. One pretty obvious deficiency with this little lathe is the way they've designed the tailstock. A conventional tailstock on a normal, you know, full-size lathe would extend out here somewhere, and then the quill would then come out from there. But with this having it cut straight off, I mean, if you slide the tailstock up, you can see that you're never going to get enough quill travel to get past the carriage and the cross slide to support shortish work in the chuck. I mean, it's not very good, really. They should have brought this quill housing out a lot further, at least to where the quill is now, and then the quill could come out from that. That's a deficiency. That's why I made this longer dead centre up, but even that's not going to be enough, I don't think. So I've ordered a Morse 1 live centre, and I'll regrind the quill on that, the taper on that back to Morse 0, because Morse 0 stuff's hard to get and it's pricey. So it's the same sort of live centre as I got on the Shorblen, 21mm diameter, which will clear the top of the cross slide. So that's on the way. $23 delivered. It's Chinese, but they're quite okay. They're good and accurate. I've had mine for quite a while, and yeah, I mean, it's good enough. It'll do the job quite nicely. So that's another grinding job coming up. So that's where we're at with that side of things. So the chuck, well, I've decided not to do an unboxing. I'll just show you the chuck, because unboxings really are a lot of bullshit, really. Okay, I'll show you the chuck. Okay, here it is. Ta-da! You get a chuck and 2 Tommy bars in a little white box. That's all you need to know about unboxing. So, made in the USA, Sherline products, the genuine article. Gee, it's heavy. I mean, compared to that other chuck that came off of it, it weighs about twice as much. I mean, that old chuck that came with it was super crappy. I mean, it was shocking. I reversed the jaws on it to see what it was like with the jaws around the other way, and there was so, what the run out wasn't in thousands of an inch, it was in millimetres, you know, literally millimetres of run out. It was junk. But I haven't thrown it out because I might be able to use the back section of it. I mean, this clip, just disassemble these, and you could actually make a little faceplate or something out of it. So we'll see anyway. So that's the new chuck, which should just screw on. That's a 2.5 inch one. Oh yeah, how good is that, eh? How good is that? So now the little baby's just about ready to go. I just have to clean that up. There's some blurb that came with it saying remove the rust preventive coating with WD-40, so I'll have to do that. So yeah, that's supposed to be a 2.5 inch chuck. Well, compared to the old one, it seems bigger. I asked for a 2.5 inch. I better double check that. Yes, well, it is 2.5 inch, so the old one is actually slightly smaller. You can see how these come apart. You just take that clip off the back and the thing just falls apart. But it's actually smaller than a 2.5 inch. When you compare them, it's absolute rubbish, this chuck. I mean, no wonder it hasn't got a brand name on it. I'd be too ashamed to put the name on it. So anyway, that's where we're at with the actual lathe. Live centre coming. That'll be the next job, grind the taper on that. Once again, I'll use the full size TPG for that. And the next part of this video is to show you what I'm going to do as far as a stand goes. So here's the plan. I went through my scrap timber, found this nice piece of pine. I'm not sure if it's ordinary pine or Baltic. It's very nice. Nice and thick, and I put little rubber feet on it. Gonna get white. They didn't have black in the size I wanted, and I wanted them rubber, not plastic. So that's the base, and the lathe will just sit on here. Perfect size, and I can pick it up on each end. Across the front here, I'm going to put some 30mm hot rolled angle line, so that'll go pretty much from there to there. It's just a short bit to try it. I bought some this morning. And that'll be where I can put my mag base either on top or on the front, and then the lathe will sit there. I think I'll just bring this in from the ends a little bit. It should look quite nice. A couple of countersunk screws, and yeah, I mean, I know people have said, oh, you know, they don't have mag bases, they just stick their indicators in the tool posts and all that. Well, if you want to do it that way, go ahead. It's not the way I like to do it. I mean, then you've got to distribute tooling, and you've got a quick change tool post. I suppose it's okay, but I don't use those things, so this is my way of doing it. So yeah, that's where we're headed. I might put a couple of handles at each end as well, so I can lift the whole thing up. You could put on something like that. we could just have some angle line just to lift it. Get your fingers under there. Only do it with galvanised angle line. So the thing with galvanised angle line versus plain black is that galvanised has a much larger internal curve radius, so it doesn't fit as neatly onto corners as hot rolled plain black does. On the outside you also have a much bigger circumference for the bend, so that's why I'm using this. This will look better on the front, and I might put some hot rolled, some cold rolled galv handles on each end in shiny galv. So I think the whole thing's going to look pretty nice when it's finished, and be nice and portable, yet solid and stable enough to do the job. Alright, well that's where we're at the moment. Next thing I'm waiting for is the live centre, but until then I'll just get on, finish this off, and we're almost there. Okay, I'll see you next time. Cheers.